Mr. President, my name is Usman Bayero Nafada. I represent Gombe North Senatorial District. Mr. Nominee and my neighbor, just a simple question. In our last election, there was a group of people down somewhere and challenged the independence of INEC. What did they do? Election was supposed to hold on a certain day, but because they have seen dangers, they told the INEC chairman that it was dangerous to hold elections that day. And that has challenged, that has made INEC to change the date, thinking that it will be favorable to them. Now, what do you think if you are now the chairman of INEC and this same group or another set of people like them sit somewhere and advise you not to conduct election? Will you allow your independence to be taken away by this set of people? That is my simple question.
Senator Badebe.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sitting as the chair of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Nominee, I really don't want to congratulate you. I think I wish you well, because I know that you're going to run into a lot of problems there.
Don't use that word. Again? You do? Whip.
Mrs. Tinubu that is good. Senator Tinubu has started.
Thank you. Let me align myself with the Deputy Senate President, who had earlier said that because you are coming into the commission, we will have to ask you questions just to find out what your views are on two things, Mr. Nominee. In the run-up to the 2015 elections, and I'm very glad that from your CV, you're highly, very highly, and first-class person. There was the distribution of the PVCs, and something strange happened. In the areas in Nigeria that were challenged, in the Northeast, distribution was above 90%. In the area that had no challenges at all, distribution was below 40%, and that happened in Ogun State. Now, the question is this: how would a state where half the local governments were under Boko Haram and nobody was going there be able to distribute 90% of their PVC? Mr. Nominee, I said that some strange things happened, and we would just want to get your take. Of course, with those PVC distribution, the votes were also in line with that same manner. Borno State, 1 million votes and over. Of course, we found it very, very strange. Mr. Nominee, given your background, given the fact that you are an eminent scholar, what would your take be when this type of statistical anomaly happens? That's number one. I'm coming. Number two, Mr. Nominee. INEC, under Professor Jega, who I'm very happy that you say you're going to consolidate his achievements, did also some things that we could not get in the law. One of them, and I will just tell you, in Abia State, where I come from, after the votes had been counted and election done, INEC still came up with something that wasn't in the law called supplementary elections. Would you, as INEC chairman, if we find you worthy to be, go outside of the Electoral Act and outside of the Constitution to find a way of letting people go through the rigor of an election that ought not to be? You want number 3?
Yes. Go on.
No card reader. Mr. Nominee, let me just leave you with these 2 simple questions so that you can go on.
Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, our Chairman, Senate President, and distinguished colleagues. My first question is based on some of the sad experiences we had in recent elections. For the election to be free and fair, there is no question that the playing field should be level, especially when it comes to the capability to disseminate information, access to the television stations, access to the radio stations. But sadly, and I believe most unfortunately, in that last election that brought many of us here, access was far from free and fair for every political party. What was even most tragic was that those institutions that are funded with public money refused to carry advertisement by political parties that were deemed to be threatening to the party in power. My own party is in power today, but I pray that Nigeria will never see that again. Because it's a travesty of democracy. And so I want to ask under you, what will you do to be sure that there will be free access to the medium of disseminating information? That's the first one. My second question is related to that. I had the great responsibility of being the Director General of the campaign for the governorship election in Osun. And to my embarrassment, both the IG of police and the INEC chairman came to Osun and made 2 pronouncements that could not be found in the electoral laws of Nigeria. And they in fact threatened that anyone who came closer than 300 meters to the polling booth after he has voted will be arrested. This was on national television. And the question, of course, is that we know that 100 meters is longer than 100 yards, and 100 yards is a football field. So you are being told to stay 3 football fields away to monitor people who might do magu at the election place. Of course, as DG, I told both the DG, the IG, and the INEC chairman, I will defy your law. Come and arrest me. Yes. Some of us put our life on the line for democracy, and therefore it's in our interest to defend it. So my second question to you is this. What are you going to ensure that the instruments of coercion, which is today monopolized only by the federal government, is not used to intimidate the opposition, because we will never have democracy until we have a defender opposition. Yes. No, I'm a good man, but you are a bad party and you kept quiet then.
Deputy Leader.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President, sitting in the chair. My name is Senator Balana Allah, representing Kebbi South. Mr. Nominee, you are going to inherit, you know, they say only great men appreciate the greatness of others. So I was really moved when you appreciated the contribution of Professor Jega in improving the electoral process in Nigeria. But you are going to inherit an INEC that Jega tried to cleanse of corruption. If you are confirmed as the chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission by this Senate, what assurance do we have that the people who are going to work under you in the various states of the Federation will not be put or will not put themselves in a position to be compromised for the purpose of rigging election? The second question is, the process that INEC put in place to a greater extent dictates the amount of money that contestants to various political office will spend. Now, in view of the fact that we are involved in the change matter, where people seeking election into various positions should be assisted to spend less money so that those who are available for service who do not have that kind of money will make themselves available. Here I'm referring to the issue of buying forms from the political parties. For example, 3 million for House of Reps, 5 million and 10 million and 20 million for governors and whatever. In what way do you think INEC, under you, if you are confirmed as the chairman, assist this country in bringing those salient people with ability and desire to serve this country, but who do not have the kind of money to buy those things, are brought into on board for that purpose? Thank you.